Forte, our colleagues from Africa Development Bank Group, please, they will guide us to the entrance. So the rest of us can just exit. We go for the photo session. We have two panels today. So the first panel is on strengthening VAT collection through digital innovations, regional experiences, and policy implications. And this panel borrows heavily from what was presented by Nwanko a few minutes ago. And it's basically going to look at how governments across Eastern Africa are leveraging digital tools to improve VAT collection, enhance compliance, and modernize our tax administration systems. And we have a panel of 7 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 7 people on stage. So let me ask them to please come on stage. Mr. George Obel, please come on stage. Mr. Festo Kasiria from the Uganda Revenue Authority. And then Mr. Dennis Mukama from the Rwanda Revenue Authority. Please come to the stage. Mr. Festo Kasiria from Uganda Revenue Authority. And then we have Mr. Maurice Maboch Madut and Mr. Chol Paul Kur Ayom from the South Sudan Revenue Authority. And then Nwanko, please come back on stage again. And Mr. Kulibali. Thank you very much. Oh, such a power panel. I think one of the first presenters said, I think it was you, George, say that when you have government, businesses, and innovators sitting in one room, and it reminded me what my one of my lecturers in uni used to say in one of the courses. We were doing mathematics, and he said that room had the highest concentration of brains per square dot. And I think that's true. I mean, this is such a power panel. And again, a kind reminder to the audiences that are joining us online, please feel free to drop something on chat. Let us know what you're thinking, what is amazing you, what you would like addressed in the Q&A by the awesome panelists that we have here. And again, thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you can get this into languages, English and French. So whichever interpretation you want to go with, please, you have that option in Zoom. All right, let's get to this. And I don't want to preempt you a lot. I will go straight to the questions because I think it's a very seamless flow from what Nwanko presented, like I say. And I will start with home, Kenya Revenue Authority. Yes. You know, what are some of the most significant lessons that you would say Kenya has learned in the implementation of the eTIMS? And for those who don't know what eTIMS is, it's the Electronic Tax Invoice Management System. So basically, what are the key takeaways, key lessons for Kenya from implementation of that system?
Thank you, Juma, and thank you for that question. I've just noted that the entire panel is made of men.
It's a manel.
There must be something about it. But let me start by just pointing out where we come from and where we are and what it is the key lessons you've learned. The biggest thing that we noted is that before we implemented this system, we realized that we did not have very good visibility of the transactions that were happening in the market. And therefore, the performance of VAT was very, very dispersed. So we needed to have a visible way of looking at transactions and seeing them so that we can then be able to collect the right fair taxes. By the time we started this journey, our tax gap, just like what Emeka has mentioned, was very high. We were looking at a tax gap of probably the upscale of about 42%. And that is very high. So we started then, came into the system to put in the system so that you can have visibility. And when we started having visibility of these transactions, by the time we got everybody who is VAT registered to get into the system, we started seeing certain things which were very obvious. We started noting that we could easily flag out fraudsters. And I'm talking about business to business, for example, you could easily pick out. Because you are seeing the sales, and business to business, the same invoice is a sale to somebody else and is a purchase to somebody else, we started seeing some pattern. that now started pointing out that we could see somebody claiming an input that has not been declared. So in Kenya here, we call it missing trader phenomenon. We find somebody who issues invoices but does not support with the transactions. And these are just being done for purposes of reducing the VAT liability that is going to be paid to government. And remember what Nwanko Emeka said earlier, VAT is actually being paid by the consumer. So if that money, and the businesses are agents for collecting that tax and remitting to the government, but the moment there is an intervention somewhere to reduce it, then you can see what's happening. Two things are happening. The money that has been paid by a consumer is being intercepted and taken away, and the government doesn't get the money. So we noted that, and so that is things we are dealing with. Some of them we have taken very decisive decision because the law we have in place in Kenya says you cannot claim a deduction that has not been declared. So again, using, and I'm happy with what Emeka said earlier, we just found out a way of using electronic solutions to make sure that happens. So we have got an intervention within our system. We can pre-populate your return, but we'll never allow you to claim a deduction that has not been declared. So in Kenya, there's something called a missing special table. It's a very, everybody knows it now, because if you're in special table, you can't do business. You can't file, you can't claim. So we lock you up until we make sure that the transactions are happening correctly. And we have seen the results on the tax side. Suddenly we have seen our revenues, VAT revenue, grow by 28%. That is significant because of some of this fraud that we are seeing. Thank you. The other element that is clear is we noted that we needed to work with stakeholders to achieve this, because businesses are different. You've got large businesses with very good systems. We've got medium businesses, not very sophisticated, but good businesses, good systems that you can interface with. But then we also have got micro and